By Michael Smith, and it's called The Dutchman. It's got a chorus too. If you want to sing along, it's got a beautiful chorus. That's allowed. You can sing along out loud or internally. Dutchman's not the kind of man who keeps his thumb jammed in the dam that holds his dreams in. But that's a secret that only Margaret knows. When Amsterdam is golden in the morning, Margaret brings him breakfast. She believes him. He thinks the tulips bloom beneath the snow. He's mad as he can be, but Margaret only sees that sometimes. Sometimes she sees her unborn children in his eyes. Let us go to the banks of the ocean, where the walls rise above the Zuider Zee. Long ago I used to be a young man. Now dear Margaret remembers that for me. Oh, the Dutchman still wears wooden shoes. His cap and coat are patched with the love that Margaret sewed there. Sometimes he thinks he's still in Rotterdam. He watches tugboats down canal, calls out to them when he thinks he knows the captain, till Margaret comes to take him home again, through unforgiving streets that trip him though she holds his arm. And sometimes he thinks he's alone and he calls her name. Let us go to the banks of the ocean, where the walls rise above the Zuider Zee. Long ago I used to be a young man. Now dear Margaret remembers that for me. The windmills whirl the winter in. She winds his muffler tighter as they sit in the kitchen. Some tea with whiskey keeps away the dew. He sees her for a moment, calls her name out. She makes the bed up singing some old love song, a song Margaret learned when it was very new. He hums a line or two, they sing together in the dark. The Dutchman falls asleep and Margaret blows the candle out. Let us go to the banks of the ocean, where the walls rise above the Zuider Zee. Long ago I used to be a young man. Now dear Margaret remembers that for me. One more time. Let us go to the banks of the ocean, where the walls rise above the Zuider Zee. Long ago I used to be a young man. Now dear Margaret remembers that for me. Now dear Margaret remembers that for me.